Hi, I'm Saul. I'm here today with SAVI0R.
I'm David.
I'm Adam.
I'm Victor.
What is SAVI0R?
SAVI0R is a very fine collage of kind of an alternative version of industrial, I guess you could say. Like, we incorporate a lot of rock into it, we incorporate a lot of electro into it. It's a very healthy mix that I think a lot of people might like.
Can you tell us about this album? Is this your first release?
That is our first release.
With all three of us.
Yeah. Originally, I did pretty much everything. I did the artwork to the composition and everything. I don't know if that was starting in, like, I think late '97. Back in maybe 2007 is when we all kind of combined our powers, if you will.
I was doing a lot of work for my own solo stuff where I sang and play guitar here and there. And then that's kind of how Adam and I met, was through my other work, and my other work with Claudia's Ashes. And then he wanted to start doing live shows and asked if I could help out, and because I had so much stuff going on, I really wanted to, but I wasn't too sure if it was going to happen or not. And so he kind of asked Victor to help out as well, just as kind of a fill-in, just in case I fell through. But it actually turned out both of us were able to really help out. And Victor brought his guitar and was just like, hey, what if I did this? What if I did that? And it worked. And
everything just sounded better.
We think it still works.
What do you think will catch people off guard when they listen to this album?
We did everything ourselves is probably one of the biggest things. A lot of people ask, like, well, where'd you get it mastered? And we're like, well, probably David's house, and Victor's house sometimes here, So, like, a lot of people are really surprised about the, just the amount of time and blood and sweat and tears that we kind of put into it, I guess. Wherever
I'm at, I have a studio-esque setup going, and I had a one-bedroom apartment in kind of West Sacramento. We had planned this week in advance, and pretty much they came, stayed at my place, and we set everything up, and we'd wake up at about 8 a.m. and just record all day, hit nighttime, kind of just figure out what we would need to redo or what we want to do the next day, and go at it again the next day. Well, for the mixing, we did most of, actually pretty much all of it was done on my Mac using Logic, and pretty much everything was recorded through that, mixed on that. And then hardware-wise, for inputs, I've got a little FireWire box that we used, and that was pretty much it for hardware and software as far as the mixing goes. A lot of the original production and like engineering of some of the concept of the ideas of the song Adam did on Fruity Loop. FL Studio,
yeah.
I guess you would say.
It's powerful. Sure.
It is, yeah.
When we first played even the demos of the new record, a lot of people were shocked at how out there the vocal was, and it was kind of a level of people are kind of getting used to it, actually, because some of the prior stuff we had done was a more affected vocal and not having Adam's vocal, but Adam's actually developed as a singer over the last 2 or 3 years a lot.
Trying. I'm going for that.
You could be a singer.
I'm a vocalist right now. I'm not a singer.
So let's get into your live shows. What is a SAVI0R live show?
Energy. We try to convey a lot of energy when we perform, I think, and kind of. I don't like a lot of stuff where you see bands and they're kind of scripted per se. We try to have more chaos and not really just really getting into the music.
The luxury in words you preach, obtain the life you could not reach. I'm taking all the credit I can find.
You guys have played with Babyland, right?
Yes.
It was no longer around, is that right?
Yeah, it's a shame.
Unfortunately,
yes.
Unfortunately.
So
It's
they were probably one of our favorite people to play with. They were great on stage. They were a big influence on their presence.
Of any band that I've seen live, they're by far, they're very intimate with their audience, and they really know how to get people into the mood of the music and really just draw you into the show, and they make everybody a part of the show.
I think seeing them is the energy that they put into it really kind of affected me. Just how energetic and how much stuff and how into that are. That's something we've tried to at least emulate, is as far as being into the show and really conveying performance, not just standing up there playing our instruments or just singing or whatnot.
Yeah, just doing solitaire on stage.
Yeah.
How would you compare the audience in San Francisco or the Bay Area to Sacramento?
Well,
trying to think myself.
I would say that of you pick any scene, it seems to be a lot bigger in San Francisco than it is in Sacramento. Yeah, it's a bigger city as well, but I think there's a more of a wider appreciation of just any type of music in San Francisco than there is in Sacramento. People seem to stick to venues based on the type of music that plays there in Sacramento. where you go to Frisco and it seems like they'll throw anybody in any venue and anyone will show up.
One thing I'd like to do more in Sacramento that we haven't done, which we've done in the Bay Area, is we've played some all-ages shows. Like Gilman's is an all-age venue. And we've only played about 1 or 2 here. I think that's a lot of fun seeing younger people come out that haven't necessarily experienced, like, you know, electronic music or industrial music, or even some of the, you know, rock influences we have with the electronics. So I think all ages shows here, I think there's not a lot of venues that do that here, because there's some, you know, zoning laws and whatnot. I don't know how that all works. Yeah, our last show was originally 21 or 18 or older, and then it got changed to 21 or up like about 3 days before the show. So.
Yeah, didn't have a whole lot of time to try and tell people, hey, sorry if you're 18, 19, or 20, you can't come, you know, because I think there was a block difference between Old Sac or West Sac, and they happened to be on the wrong side of the line where, because of whatever type of permits that they had, they couldn't have the show. But from what I understand, they're working it out, and they're supposed to be set up with 18 older for their future events.
You two were in a mindless self-indulgence video, is that right?
Yes. It was funny how it all started. I had gotten a phone call from Max, who is a friend, very close friend of Mike, the guy that directed it. He gives me a call, and he says, hey, Mike and I, we're working on a music video for MSI. Would you want to be in it? And it's kind of an impromptu band. And I'm sure, you know, I'll definitely do that. Yeah, it's like, you know, no, you got to pay me and all this other stuff. But no, yeah, I was all over it, and he said he'd get back to me with details later. And I don't know, that was almost a year before they finally did the filming, so I thought it had fell through. And all of a sudden he shoots me an email, and he's like, hey, so I need you in about a week with some guys to make a fake band. So I rounded up a bunch of friends. We threw together an impromptu band. They needed some of us to get killed, and Adam was gracious enough to kill us.
The mic stand.
Yeah, he splits me in half with a mic stand. He stabs a couple guys. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So, 97, that's a long time for the band to be around. In all that time, what's probably your greatest accomplishment?
Probably just, you know, the point to where we're at right now. Like, I'm very happy that we got the album out finally. It took us long enough, you know. But, yeah, playing so many shows, I just love the whole experience, doing live. Like, I never thought I'd be doing live, actually, when I first started it.
Where do you see SAVI0R going in the future? Like, what are your hopes? What are your goals?
You know, I want everyone to hear us. I don't want to be locked down to a certain scene. I want people that, you know, like old school rock to hear us, that listen to metal. There's a little bit of, you know, everything for everyone in there. So I think everyone will like it eventually. So that's our goal.
Given the outcome, I'm sure